Don't forget your earpiece.
Earpiece activated.
She just threw a gold coin over the desk. Hey, take my money. Just
What?
Please take advantage of the training, Mr. Wick, as we tend to know.
buy yourself something nice. Me? What's John Wick Chronicles, bruv?
Guns, mate.
How excited are you?
Very excited.
Very excited. It's John Wick VR, so I know not many of you could possibly buy this one, but still, it's John Wick though.
It's John Wick,
And
and
it is
it's
the season.
shooting in VR.
Yeah, so which is usually done really well, to be honest. Shooting in VR is fucking awesome
Yes.
when you're in there, so I'm hoping for... I want this to make you feel like John Wick.
I don't know. I don't think that it's not movement based, but I'm hoping that the gunplay is really good.
Yeah, because that was what the film's all about. So this is a... I know the big thing for me on this one is that this is a polished PC VR game, which is pretty rare. So hopefully this is going to be pretty kick-ass. So, I'll actually put these on like I'm going to play. You enjoy.
I want the other one as well.
Oh.
I think I am, mate. Akimbo!
Select character.
Hey! What's going on,
You
cheese?
need to get patched up.
Is the doctor in? Can you send it to my room, please? May I suggest Bourbon?
So what's the story of John Wick VR,
Mr.
mate?
Wick, mate.
Mr. Wick, welcome back to the Continental, mate.
That was cool. That was cool. We'll get into that. Short story, mate, because it's chapter... I keep saying it's chapter-based. I want to believe it because it's
You want to
quite
believe
short.
it. It's a very
I
short
want to
game,
believe
yeah.
it. Now, you start off, you arrive back at the Continental, mate, get greeted by our awesome concierge.
Concierge.
Who's actually
From the
voiced by
movie.
the same chap as well,
He's
yeah.
saying the thing.
He does say the thing, and then you actually pass him a coin and he subtly takes it off the desk as well. Little things like that, little nods. But you get back there and you soon find out, basically, there's people from your past who are coming to hunt you down.
They're pretty much it's a take on the story of John Wick 2.
Kind
Yeah,
of,
the
yes.
movie.
And they
So-
break the rule, pal, because they also go for you in the Continental.
Which is outrageous.
Which,
it's both bogus and
that's
sad.
how you get your membership revoked.
That's right, and that's how you get oatmeal to come after you,
Oatmeal
and you
to
don't want that to
fuck.
happen.
So we've got, that's basically the story of the chapter.
Yeah, this as a VR game, this is going to be about gameplay. So
Exactly,
We'll be fine.
absolutely. So you might notice on screen that it is quite low res as well. The video that we've got is from one of the eyepieces, so we can't show you the full 3 VR.
Yeah, I think we need to be
viewing.
super clear on that, is that inside the VR world, it is crisp detail.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely gorgeous. But we
Absolutely.
can't show that because we get an offshoot viewer experience, which is very low
Which
res.
is a shame.
It's a shame.
So anyway, that's the story. So let's talk about the gameplay then. Long and short of it, it's cool. The start of the game where you actually walk into the Continental, get greeted at the desk, pass the coin, do all that. Awesome. Now, the cracks in the armor started to show for me when there's a screen to your left when you're stood at the main desk. So you have to do the training first, which is fine. It gets you acclimatized to the weapons, the two-handed. All weapons can be single-handed, held like the pistols, SMGs. But you can also hold them with two hands as well.
Very John Wick style.
Exactly. While going akimbo, you can actually grab a pistol with two hands for a more accurate aiming as well. Now, when you press the training, a lift comes up from the floor beneath you, through you.
Through you. It's a
Through
very
you.
weird decision to have that
Now,
happen.
people can argue that maybe you shouldn't have been stood where the lift came up, but then we did it on a second playthrough where I stood so close to the interactive console screen, like it was in my face for the lift to not go through my body.
Yep.
So that was a little bit
And we
weird.
do have the correct size of room, by the way, for playing
Yeah,
this game. We do have the
absolutely.
correct size.
So that was the
You could have
first
just
little
made
crack.
the top of the lift have no roof on it. It would have made so much more sense.
Yeah.
If the
that
floor
would have made
opened and
sense.
the top of the lift didn't have a top on it, it
Yeah.
would have made it so much
But to
better.
have the lid go
Yeah,
through you, that
very-
was a little
very,
bit
very
weird.
weird
Maybe
to
they
click
shouldn't have
through
just
the
had the lift, and when you press training, it
I
just
can imagine
goes
they
into
just couldn't
training.
think of a way of getting you to move without putting a movement system in the game. Or
Yeah,
something.
I guess.
Either
Because
way.
there is no movement. It is fortified and horde-based shooting. So we get into the training, which is quite basic. Like we said, you get to sample all the weaponry that you've got in whatever style you want to play with it. Each weapon's got its own add-ons, like laser sights, scopes, and then you go into the nitty-gritty of the game, where you find out this person is hunting you down, and you have to defend yourself when you go to your car.
Yeah.
So you're in the multi-story car park. You open the trunk, mate,
Which
for an
is a
added
nice
bit of
touch.
cover, which is a nice touch. Now, each level, you have a weapons cache next to you, which has all sorts of weapons and grenades. So you're just defending yourself through waves of enemies. In the first level, for example, which is nice that they do with the cover, and they actually had a gimmick in the next level as well for the cover, which I didn't realise. But you can open the trunk of your car, and there is a shotgun inside it. And the shotguns work exactly like a shotgun should. You hold it with 2 hands and you pump it.
Fucking useless.
It wasn't very good.
It's the most useless gun in the game.
Considering the horde mode, most mobs are at range and they're on the other side of your car, you can't really hit them with the shotgun. So fun weapons like that seem pretty moot.
Well, it's weird because the guy says to you, "We have added a shotgun to your collection."
He actually makes a point of it,
awesome.
yeah.
Like, this is the level where they give you the shotgun,
Yeah.
and it's useless.
It is really
It's
useless.
fucking useless.
The only good thing about the shotgun is the fact that it teaches you to open the boot of your car or the trunk and use the roof of that for additional cover. That's literally it. You will not touch that shotgun because of the range the enemies are.
What was nice is you could thread the needle of the grenades. Like
That
you
was
could-
very
I mean,
cool.
It was very accurate.
Now, we need to talk about the grenades because they are a saving grace for a lot of the combat. Because they're at times, especially increased difficulty. We did this on easy and it wasn't the easiest.
Well, you started on normal.
We did it on normal.
Peppered.
Absolutely
I mean, you were getting
leathered.
physical. You were on the floor.
I was on the floor. I was
physically
diving.
on
I was
the
getting
floor.
right into cover. I was blind firing. But here's the thing that saved me a lot of times is the grenades. You can pick up a grenade and pull the pin out with your other hand. But if you put it near your mouth, it will assume that you've bitten the pin out, which is awesome. So you
It's
can
so
actually
cool.
take cover even if you've got your back to the cover and your back to the enemies. Take a grenade, bite the pin out, and launch it over your head. It works exactly
It works
like
perfectly.
a
It works
Hollywood
perfectly.
film.
One of the great advantages of the Vive system
Yeah.
compared to like the PS or whatever.
So the
So cool.
each level's got a boss fight. I say each level. There's only 2 levels. There's
Three.
got
3
3 levels. Was
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, there's 3 levels. There's the boat. There's the.
Oh, the boat! Sorry, you're absolutely
I did
right.
the boat
There is.
level,
There's
yeah.
3. There's the boat one as well. There's each with a big bad at the end of it, which is quite generic in any sort of shooter. And each level, apart from the boat one, I'd say, had a niche weapon on it. Like we have the
Yeah.
shotgun in the car park. Then you go onto the roof and you get a sniper rifle, which is very cool. Also, I want to point out that the weapons that are like that can be used immersively, but they automatic reload. To give you an example is, the sniper rifle is bolt action, which I didn't know will reload itself until you had a go
Yeah,
of
so you
it.
can either manually bolt action it, but you absolutely don't have to.
No, you
It
don't
will
have to
just
at
reload
all. As
itself.
long as you once
It's
you
cool to
fired,
do it.
yeah, once you fired the 5 rounds, you do have to reload the clip. But the bolt action part is automatic, but you can do it yourself. And I was doing it. It was a nice little touch.
Yeah, your playthrough is much more immersive than mine. Which
Yeah,
is
but
dancing
which
with
was
music.
actually my downfall.
Yeah, you got very
It was
into
my
it, where I was
downfall.
like, yeah, I could just dance here with
Yeah.
music and stuff. And have
So
good times.
it's a nice little game. I think the only thing that makes you remember that it's John Wick is you've got the voice of the concierge inside your earpiece as you're going through a level to give you hints, quirky little comments and things like that. But outside of that, it's a faceless shooter.
That we didn't put in the notes actually is during the training exercise, it had a really interesting thing with hostages. Where people took hostages. That's never in the game.
That was not in the game. It
It's
teaches you
never in the
when
game.
an enemy's got a hostage, you can actually just shoot them in the head when they're behind a hostage. But we didn't have any hostage situations.
Yeah,
So
we got a basic
yeah, it was. I've got to say, this is one of the games I was hyped for the year. I know it was going to be a short one. It was going to be in my top 3 most anticipated, but I'm afraid to say it was a bit of a letdown. Not to say that it wasn't fun. It was. It's just not what I wanted in a specifically John Wick shooter. If I wanted gunplay, I'd play Raw Data.
Yeah, I think
any
we
day
could
of the
recommend
week.
some considerably better VR
Yeah.
shooter games. Serious Sam is way
Serious
more
Sam's
fun and
very
more
good.
accurate.
Serious Sam's mastered the horde mode for me.
Yep.
And Raw Data, especially for the gunplay, the reloading in Raw Data as well. In John Wick, you put the sidearm or the rifle by your side, lift it back up. In Raw Data, you have to use the other pad to click on your waist to draw a clip, then put the clip in the pistol, which was it can be done so fast. It just felt so much better. So conclusion-wise, not bad. It was a pretty decent shooter. Nothing that made me think of John Wick while playing it.
And there's better shooters out there.
Yeah, and there's better shooters out there, so maybe we'll see a little better in Chapter 2, if there is a Chapter 2.
I want to talk to you about the length of your game, mate. Excuse me. Don't eyeball me, son. I gave you a gold coin. Pass him back. Pass him back. Right, you played the whole thing. What do you think?
Best way to say it was a really good game, but I think I prefer the gunplay in Raw Data.
Yep.
I prefer the aiming in Serious Sam.
Yep.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a load of really nice mechanics in it, like the optionals that you get for your weapons, like the laser sights, the heat vision scopes.
Biting the pins off the grenades was awesome.
Biting the pin off the grenade was really cool.
Biting the pins off the grenades was awesome.
The little touches that I've seen in other games, I feel like I've been spoiled a bit. I like the
pretty
fact,
basic horde mode.
Yeah, it was.
It was pretty basic. I mean, if you literally took out the opening scene in the lobby,
in the Continental, mate,
in the Continental, and having coins in your apartment, you would never tell it was a John Wick.
No.
You would never be able to tell it was a John Wick game by any means. And I've got to be honest, I can spoil it now, is I downloaded it the night before you were playing it, because it released at midnight, and I thought, oh, well, I'm going to try this out. Got to make sure it's working, mate. Bastard. And the aiming thing was in the first 2 minutes. I was like, wow, the aiming on this is really
It's
off.
not very good at all.
It's not. I mean, compared to the other Horde mode games we played.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty short as well, only 3 levels. The training mode's there.
There is a training and there's one short chapter, but I think I couldn't find anything on any sort of Wikipedia, the websites. I'm hopefully, touch wood, mate, thinking that it is going to be a chaptered game, so it's not a full AAA price.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, and I know it's VR, but if you like us checking out VR games mainly because you can't play them, then let us know. And also, if you like this one, check out our previous mate, Watts, Resident Evil 7 mate, which was pure bants. Pure bants. See you later, everybody.
Peace! Engineer is going to be Ghost. Real name, Ghost. Real name, Felipe Quintanilla. Recognize.